Welcome to our channel Lightling Vision. Today we're doing part 5 on the subject of spirituality with Mother. Mother, welcome.
Thank you.
In part 4 of the subject on spirituality, you explained that many people are interested in spirituality, but the spiritual path seems difficult. So why would the person want to follow this path?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is out of some kind of inner need. One day a lady whose husband was interested in spirituality said to me, I do not understand why he seeks those things, why he meditates, why he is reading those spiritual books, attending all kinds of meetings with other people interested in spirituality. She said, I can't understand that. My husband is retired, we have a big house, we have our grandchildren that come and see us, we have many animals here, sheep, dogs, rabbits, we are in plain nature, we have a bit money so we can afford ourselves some excursions, some voyages. She said, why does he need that? I'm happy every morning to feed my chickens, to be busy with all my animals and my garden and my flowers, my beetroots and all the rest. She said, why does somebody need more than that? That is earthly life. I said to her, yes, I understand why you do not understand this. I said, because for you, your daily activities and all you mentioned gives you a feeling of satisfaction. You're happy with it, this is your life, you don't ask for anything more and this can stay for you forever, like that. I said, well, the first thing you have to do is to understand that for your husband it's not the same thing. For him, all those activities, your daily activities, your work with your animals, your grandchildren, for you it gives a satisfaction. He finds this all right, but it does not give him the same satisfaction that it gives to you. That's the first thing you have to try to understand why somebody seeks something else. And I think this is the first thing that can help eventually people that have this question mark about spirituality in their head to try to understand why a phenomena like spirituality exists. The fact that the church and the answers the clergymen gave in the past do not satisfy us anymore, that is one thing. But now you see a minority, but more and more people becoming interested in all kinds of spirituality. This is something that is there, we cannot deny it. The only thing you can do, if this does not interest you, and then I'm talking about people for whom material and physical, earthly, mundane things are sufficient, the best thing you can do is try to understand why for somebody else this does not satisfy, why it's not enough. So I told her that for her husband, the things that gave her a satisfaction, for him that doesn't work like that. I said, it doesn't mean that it doesn't interest him at all what you're busy with and what interests you a lot. But he cannot obtain the same satisfaction out of it. He needs something else. And this point in life, and that's why I give this example, this point in life, and then we are probably taken to the idea of reincarnation, but even if you can't accept that, this point in life comes for some people and not, or for the moment not, for others. one day, I was still very young, my sister said to me in a situation that I don't even remember, but I remember what she said to me. She said, yes, but you have been touched by this magic stick and I have not for the moment. And she wanted to say, I'm interested in other things in life and she not. She does not. I was 15 or if I remember well, but I was still young, but I've never forgotten that. And I said to myself, yes, I am seeking something else in life. She does not. This is something you cannot immediately change. We can just respect each other and try to leave each other free, each one on his own path. I think that is the most important thing if you want to understand or respect or tolerate spirituality, to understand that it's another path, another way of looking at life, and moreover, once that people are on it, it's very difficult to go back, because it has to do with a kind of, no, not even a kind of, it has to do with the inner development of man with a growing process. And you can grow forwards but not backwards. When somebody starts to be being interested in spirituality, that is absolutely, without any doubt, the moment that earthly life, only earthly life, does not satisfy that person anymore. That you cannot change. Never. You can only, as I already said, respect it. So being interested in spirituality in modern times by more and more people only shows that there's an evolution going on. And that more and more individuals, souls, come to the point where just earthly life does not satisfy them anymore. We will never be able to change that, whatever you do. The best thing we can do is accept it and try with a good dose of discernment, try to find the best ways for this inner need. Then you will see that because those urges, those things that come from inside, mostly take place over more lives, and then we talk about reincarnation. That is to say that if somebody in this life is interested in spirituality, if that person has not had this urge before in previous lives, then it might take in a very tranquil way, a whole this life on the whole, to discover this domain. And that's why I make a difference between being interested in spirituality and going the spiritual path. I talked in the third and fourth video of this on this subject about the difficulties on this real spiritual path, the serious spiritual path. You have to understand that many people for the moment do not choose for that. It's too demanding. That might fully be their right. That means that they're reading, that they are doing some exercises, they are having conversations, they are exploring the field. And the field can be quite big. There are many things going on in the spiritual realm, might say, at the base. Now, for all these persons, because there's no way back, one day, and that might be in this life or in next lives, the moment will come that they feel they have to take this seriously. So what's in the beginning, reading, talking, an adventure, voyages you make, discoveries you make, encounters you make with all kinds of things and people around spirituality. What's in the beginning quite a happening, one day is asking for a more serious, perhaps that's not the word, because those people are not less serious, but they are discovering. I cannot say from all of them they're not serious. They are discovering. One day this discovery period stops. And then the question comes, are you going to go on in a more profound, serious way? Well, that moment, a very decisive moment, will certainly not come for everybody, and it will be for a minority. Even within the minority that is interested in spirituality, another minority will seek for what we call the small road upwards. We cannot blame any of these temptations, groups, moments in development. Everything is all right, but you have to see very clearly that there's a difference between exploring the field and going the path. So I would say a lot of people nowadays are exploring the field in many ways, and that's why the money-making business is in it also, because there are many people, there's so many things going on. It has to be like that. We cannot judge it. But the path itself, and one day this will come for each and everyone that are for the moment discovering, the path itself is demanding, and it's something else. And if we have to take spirituality in the future serious, this means that we have to look at those who are going this path in a more profound, engaged and serious way. Because those who are discovering cannot be the measure of the depth and the seriousness of this path. They are well intended, they are all right in what they are doing, but they cannot show us what it is really about. That is a handful of people who have gone this road, who have showed being able to give way to renouncements, to take off everything that's too much in their lives, who can show a path of coming back little by little to the very basics and even more to the essential point of life. And that is not given to everybody, and we should not judge that. But still know, and then I insist, that there's a difference. And those who we should take most serious on this path should be those who show us what on the long run it will give when you have gone this path, and what a riches it can be on the level of understanding of this world, understanding of human behavior, the solutions you can bring forth for many problems in this world where many persons they don't have a solution for that. And then I'm talking about wise men and wise women. They, to come to that point, must have undergone quite a discipline. They must have undergone quite a discipline to come to that point. But because the difficulty is this discipline is situated in a realm that you can't see with your physical eyes. It has to do with an inner discipline. Those who have followed this path sincerely for a number of years, and then I'm talking about not about 5 years, but 20, 30 or 40 years, they have shown, or they had to give proof of a form of asceticism, because that goes together with renunciation. And for me, the main difficulty between the worldly view, which is more materialistic, and the spiritual view, is to make other people understand what the word on this path is of asceticism. You can say that from a material point of view, everybody knows that nothing can be obtained in this world without effort, without an effort in time, energy, money, or whatever it is. But you cannot get something if you don't give something in return. That's quite a universal law on the spiritual plane, that this is the same thing. If I want to obtain something, if I want to grow in consciousness, something has to be sacrificed in my life, on whatever level. And that's the road of renunciation. It's a basic rule, a law, and this we should not condemn, even if it seems from the outside that those who go this road are exaggerating and they should be normal like everybody. Well, unfortunately, that's not possible. In the same way as a sportsman or sportswoman also has to make sacrifices in time, money, no alcohol, early to bed, etc., we also have our sacrifices, and that's the way it is. The only thing you can say is that somebody on the spiritual path will, as good wine does, become better with the years. Perhaps the only proof I can give of spirituality, and not even without failure, because there are exceptions on the rule. Few, but there must certainly be. Also, that's also the reality. I would say on the spiritual path, things will become better in time. Whereas, and that I already told in another video, on the worldly, material level, growing older is far less easy. So I would say, growing older, if you have started to walk on a serious spiritual path, is welcome, more than welcome, because you are starting to master your energies. Your task becomes more clear. You can help others, and you know that you can be of in service of this world until the last of your breath. That's only one of the riches of this path. But in the bottom of in the bottom of the question, you can say that if you come to the point that earthly life does not satisfy you anymore, then you're ready to go such a path, even if in the beginning you're just exploring it. It's your right. But it's part of human life. And you cannot understand that if you cannot take into consideration reincarnation. It's seen over many lives. So what's a discovery for a person in this life can become a reality in the next life. And for few, but certain persons, it's already a serious business in this life. Yes. I insist on the fact that this modern society has a lot of problems for which it does not find the right answers, neither on the educational or scientific, not even on the religious base. I strongly believe in a serious spiritual path and what this can offer to the individual or to humanity on long run, and already those who are on it, what we can do to help humanity. I'm profoundly convinced of that. But then humanity has to choose, of course.
Thank you, Mother. So that was part 5 on the spirituality subject, and it opens the door to the reincarnation subject. Yes. That will be another very interesting topic. So I encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and please write us your comment. Please, we would really like to know what you think about spirituality path or the path to spirituality, and we will see you at the next video. So have a good day.
We are always asking so much more. We are always hoping Santa's at our door. We behave like children, captured in a game of give and take, in which we calculate the income of the day. Yes, we are like little drops in oceans full of water, and all we care about is quenching our own thirst. Just try to look around and see what's flowing so abundantly. There is enough to share, so why do you not dare? We're always demanding, think it is our right. Many expectations, all is on our side. We never ask the question, what do others need that we can give? We're simply too afraid the bill will not be paid. Can't we change our vision of what's good for us and others, living by the truth? Can't we build a world of peace, trust and generosity, in which the best of every soul is given to the whole? Yes, we are like little drops in oceans full of water, and all we care about is